Hello and welcome to the brand new episode of the Kacy Show, your lead to excel, promoting the promoters on the most watched TV channel PTN24, powered today by IWB, and that is Immigrant Women in Business. I'm your host, Kacy Chohan, with my belief in my own 3Ds: determination, dedication, and diligence. And these are the very qualities which has led me to become an enabled, empowered lady, woman, professional lady today. So the very purpose of the Kacy Show is educational, socio-cultural awareness, events and business promos, professional training. Today, of course, as this is the continuity of the previous episode, the topic today is women empowerment. So the purpose is an event promo happening on March 8. At the same time, it's going to be educational. Women empowerment, what women empowerment is, why it is a need, what are the challenges, and why events have to be done on women empowerment, to specify the very need, to specify the very empowerment, to specify one organization which is led by Svetlana, who Svetlana is, what IWB is, what this event is, what the very women empowerment means. I've got two beautiful founding members of IWB who are Rathika and Amira. Welcome to the Kacy Show.
Thank you. So great to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. So first, I would like you both to introduce your own selves so that we know you better. So starting with Rathika.
Oh,
Okay. Yes, Amira, no problems.
So, hello everyone. My name is Amira. I'm a founding member at Immigrant Women in Business representing Palestine. I am a refugee and an immigrant, so I'm not a stranger to being a newcomer to a place and setting up from zero. I'm a business owner, and I have a business in specializing in branding and editorial design, and we recently expanded to start offering web services. And obviously a proud founding member of Immigrant Women in Business, led by the incredible Svetlana, a woman with a heart of gold and a will of steel, to have founded such an incredible foundation, bringing together women from all over the world.
Awesome.
And with the sole purpose of us helping each other.
Wow.
and really uplifting and empowering one another,
Yes.
right? That's what,
Yes.
in my understanding, that's what the organization is really about: is uplifting, empowering women, immigrant women around the world, from around the world, here in Canada. Hi, everybody. My name is Rathika Sitsabaiesan, and I am one of the founding members of Immigrant Women in Business as well. I am representing Tamil, which is a country that's south of India and north of the country known as Sri Lanka today. I am here as my businesses, I'm all over the place a little bit. I'm a mediation and human resource management consulting practice. I'm also a life and leadership coach and have a health and wellness business as well.
Wow. That's really good. So with that, as you all can see today, I'm a bit differently dressed today. Diversity. Diversity is what I truly believe in. And diversity is the Canadian strength. Diversity is not at all a weakness, but our very differences make us that strong. I am from Dubai, Pakistan. Rathika is Tamil. Amira is Palestinian. Women from different parts of the world here in Canada with our IWB slogan, stronger
Together.
together. So as you all can see, diverse women here in Canada at the IWB Forum, stronger together. Stronger together. What is IWB, Rathika? And what does the stronger together at the very IWB mean?
As it sounds, right? It's really that we are stronger together. We stand on the shoulders of sisters, of the giants who have come before us, and we need to recognize that as she gets ahead, I get ahead, and that we are really able to uplift and elevate one another just by working together and recognizing that as every sister gets ahead, I know that I get ahead, because as one woman is able to find that spark, that spirit within them and elevate her, we all get ahead in the world. And so really it's about us working together to lift one another and really be stronger together.
Wow, Amira, what do you think? See, this very slogan is the IWB slogan, right? So we are referring to IWB. Why do they say stronger together? What does Svetlana there mean by making us stronger together?
In addition to what Rathika just said, it's important also to recognize that we have to come together. We're not made to live on this planet on our own. In order to excel and to succeed and move forward, we have to come together. And it's a pure act of kindness. It's an act of togetherness. It's an act of support. It's an act of fulfillment. It's what brings people together in order to excel and succeed and create a better world, not just for us individually, but for everyone around us as well. Because if we're not happy, if we're not kind, then no one around us is going to be happy.
But come on, I've always heard these quotes and these life examples that woman is the biggest enemy of another woman.
Absolutely not.
Not necessarily. I think societally, culturally, we are conditioned to have that crabs in a bucket type of mentality of, oh, if she's getting ahead, I need to pull her down. But you, me, and Amira are three examples right here of women who are going to go against that. I'm not here to pull another sister down. If I see
So
her
were you supported
growing,
by a woman or a man?
I've been supported by sisters and brothers along my path, right? I draw my strength from my mother, who is a rock who produces water out of her, right? I draw a lot of my strength from her.
And I know you're a good mother too.
And seeing what she's able to do and the strength that she's always demonstrated. That's where I get my foundational strength, right? My spark. And I've just been able to grow it by having so many sisters along the way. And yes, there have been men along the way who have been supportive and helpful and mentors as well. But when I see another woman thriving, I want to do everything I can to support her rather than pulling her down.
Why wouldn't you get jealous?
Why? What's the point?
Why not?
Why bother?
First of all, looking at the very definition of jealousy, somebody has better than you and we get jealous.
Yeah,
we get
but
envious.
everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own path. Your path is uniquely yours. Her path is uniquely hers. Mine is uniquely mine.
But how many understand those?
Well,
I'm talking about those ladies who are not that educated, who are not that qualified. Let's look at the housewives, look at those worker women.
no, but
So let's take all ladies, together.
this is where we come together in order to enrich and educate people and to know you can be supportive of each other. Because it is inevitable. There's always going to be someone who's going to bring you down. And it doesn't need to be a woman. It might be a man. It might be someone else. It might be a colleague. There's the stereotype of women always wanting to bring each other down it doesn't come out of nowhere, but it's not accurate because there's the consensus of women against men. Men do want to bring women down. Men do want to bring other men down. It's just human nature.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that it's encompassing of everyone. Absolutely not. You will find support and you will find encouragement. And it starts at home, as Rathika said. Like my greatest encouragement have always been my parents, seeing them as refugees struggle through their life and all of the racism that we've had to go through, and yet there was always room for love. We were brought up with love. We were brought up with encouragement. We were brought up to be the absolute best and kindest version of ourselves. And that spills over onto everyone around us. I want her to succeed. I want you to succeed. And then we thrive together.
And that's my very second question. What's your definition of racism?
Of racism.
Racism
Who's
is
a racist to you?
versus me. Racism is a lack of humanity. The second we start seeing the person as the other, then that's racist, and that's when we lose our humanity. The second we start looking at men versus women. The second we start looking at nationalities. The second we start looking at religions. The second, all of these are meant to enrich our lives. They're not meant to be the other.
Well, all of these can also, Amira says all of these are meant to enrich our lives. We can also say that all of these are systems of oppression, because it's all ways that somebody along the way has created to segregate and divide us as humans. Earlier with the whole women question, together, united we stand, divided we fall. And the colonizers took that and said, okay, let's divide and conquer. So everywhere they went, let's divide the local people they find, let's divide them and conquer. And that has been what's been happening for centuries. Millennia, I don't know. I'm not the historian here, but for a very, very long time.
And don't you think that the very racism or the racist is a heart thing?
Is a heart thing?
It's a heart thing, yeah.
No, it's race is it's an artificially or socially created construct.
Don't you see the English word is prejudice. Prejudice means to hate somebody without any reason. So sometimes you like somebody for no reasons, and you just hate or you don't like somebody also for no reasons.
Well, then there are reasons.
Isn't that human nature?
No, it's their internalized biases.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
Wow.
We have socially constructed biases. It's the cognitive biases that we have, that you walk into a room and I see you and I'm like, oh, well, I don't like her. Well, why don't I like her? There's some sort of ideology that I've had, whether it's the stereotypes or my implicit biases, that are allowing me to or pushing me to say I don't like her when I don't even know her.
Exactly.
Right? She might be the best person in the world.
But what about those intuitive feelings you get by seeing somebody?
But that's because of
something.
It's about lived experience. It's about the ideas that have been put into your mind because of other people's ideas. For example, I'm a person of brown skin. So if I walk into an elevator, I've had this experience. I've had people either curl up in a corner or even leave the elevator.
Based on just appearance.
Just based on me being me. And I'm not going to hurt anybody. Anybody who knows me knows that. But I've had people be afraid or not want to be in the same tiny space as me. For what reason? Did I ever hurt that person? No. Did I ever do something to that person? Absolutely not. So that's their implicit bias.
So how do you overcome that? How do you see that? Like don't you get hurt?
Tap into your humanity. That's how you see that. You tap into your humanity. You tap into what is morally correct. That's a moment of self-reflection. That's when you sit with yourself and you think, what kind of a person do I want to be? Am I going to be the person that's going to hurt someone else just based on looks or skin color or nationality or religion? What kind of a person am I going to be? That's the only way that you get rid of racism, including educating yourself. Where does it come from? How did it come about? Let me learn a little bit more about brown people. Let me learn a little bit more about Palestinians. Let me learn a little bit more about X people. Let me know more about them before I base a judgment based on prejudice.
But honestly speaking, people do get prejudiced. People do judge based on no reasons. and we become victims.
Absolutely.
Yeah, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
see,
so it's important that as a bystander, so if
Yeah.
I see you two being mean to each other for,
Yeah.
as you call it, no
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
then it's important that if I feel safe to do so, that I interrupt that.
Okay.
And so that could be, important piece is me feeling safe to do so, right? If I feel safe in this environment to interrupt that microaggression or overt form of aggression that's happening, then I need to interrupt it. If you're making a comment about Amira saying, oh, your hair, you people with your kind of, you glasses wearing,
Yeah.
oh, you're wearing glasses too, I can't make
Yeah.
that. You people with hair,
Yeah.
you're so this or
Yeah.
you're so that,
Yeah.
and I overhear that, then I need to interrupt
Yeah.
and say, hi, Kacy, right?
Yeah.
What makes you think that about people who have hair?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one way of pushing you in a place to reflect on why you say the things you say or do the things you do.
Right.
That's one example.
See, so with this, I'm tempted to tell my story a bit as an example here. The thing here is that we all have been victims. We all have been bullied in some sort of a way in our lives. Let's be very honest. So you're talking about women empowerment. So the thing here is coming out of those very challenges and being today what we are. It's a whole journey, right? Nobody can, like that the course goes, that nobody can walk in those shoes which you have. So my story a bit, I'll just make it very short. You see me in hijab. I come from Dubai. I was born in Dubai. I was brought up in Dubai. And today I have 3 master degrees in English. My 3rd master's and my doctorate is from Canada, PhD. I got my PhD. I was a professor back in Dubai. I always had this very sword hanging that I'll be kicked out of my job working in a university. Why? The reason is, as an English teacher, there they wanted to see some white skin. So it's the skin. So it's not about how good a teacher you, because a prof I was there and my student evaluation and everything was all perfect and superb. But then there was my director sitting on top, like he was one of the Iraqis or whatever. So the mentality, now you're saying reason. See, to convince ourselves, we find those reasons why, right? At that time, me with the hijab, and when I mentioned Dubai, it's a Muslim country, and they want us to wear hijab. When they bring even the white, they want them to wear those black abayas and cover in hijabs. That's what they do. So I'm already doing that. So that very threat was there that I'll be kicked out, and I was. So I asked myself, what can I do so nobody can kick me out? And that is, I can't change my skin color. I'm not gonna leave my religion for whatsoever. I've chosen to be like this. This is how I wanna get dressed. So what is that? So it's my education. So I'll improve on my education. So maybe I'll get a foreign degree, okay, from countries like Canada, America. That's why I chose to come to Canada. I immigrated here 17 years before too. So that, and then yes, here too, when I came here, I started working. So I've worked at every other college. I've taught at every other college, name it, Seneca, Centennial, College Boreal, even at Brock University where I got my degree from, okay. Finally, now this is something first time I'm talking on TV about. I was at College Boreal, I'm gonna say the name as well. And the students there were Arabic. So from Saudi Arabia, many students came over. My director there, a Canadian, okay, he asked me to leave the job, to resign. The reason is because they don't want to see somebody in hijab and a white skin. Not only the resume, they said that they want to see the picture of a white lady before getting admission to the college. So we talk about, yes, so this happened with me, not only in Dubai, it happened here with me. And
This was at College Boreal.
so here in Canada,
Okay.
let's specify that. The thing here is, I was quiet. I very quietly resigned the job and I left that. The thing here is that I understand it's their business, it's their students, that's the students' need. You want a reason, right? So, okay, I'm convincing myself with the reason.
Right.
They don't want to see somebody like me. Coming to Canada, they want somebody like Amira. White skin means those blonde hair. That's what they want to see, right? And so, the thing here is, the very racism is a heart thing. Although, now let me tell you, those very Arabic speaking or second language, students of second, they can't learn from a white. They learn best from a non-native speaker or a near-native speaker rather than a white teacher, a teacher who's just got white. And being a teacher does not come with the color. Teaching is a whole lots of different skills, okay? But that's not how it works. So, being a woman, now let's be honest here, and the honesty is here, even in Canada, women get abused.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
They get abused. And in your own lives, you might have been abused some sort of a way. I don't know, it can be from your husband, it can be from your friend, or maybe from your home. If you have sons or if you have your parents, you said your parents are good, fine. But then maybe with your the relationship with your husband. So abuse are different levels, right? Now, you getting enabled, empowered. What is that very reason you thought that no, I'm not gonna accept this abuse, whatever sort of abuse? It can be verbal, it can be mental, but I'm gonna show them and get out of it and prove otherwise. Rathika, you being, so everybody, I would like to introduce here that Rathika, like she says, she's a recovering politician. You were at MP once.
Yes.
You've got that very position where you could rule in the sense that you have the power to make decisions and to become you were the role model of many women out there, especially from your Tamil community, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, many, because
Yes,
I
I
know
would say possibly.
South Asian or many, these women, they get abused because we get cases day to day. And they are very, the husbands dominate. They are not very open. They want to do things which they can do or which they won't do because of their relationship, because of their whatever background the home environment is. So Rathika,
Yes.
what would you say on this?
Well, I think abuse is a situation that women of all colors and nationality and walks of life face. Men do as well. I mean, it's not foreign. It's not a foreign concept for me either. I'm a survivor. It started off, as a survivor of a genocide and of a war. But that's not abuse in the private sense. But that is a country, a government that is supposed to be protecting its children, its people, its citizens, choosing to shell and bomb them. That was my reality as an ethnic Tamil born on the island, the country nation that's called Sri Lanka. And sure, my people have survived and left and come to Canada and gone all over the world, but we still carry a lot of that trauma. And from that trauma, I think men, women, everybody have a lot of hard time, and mental health issues are a very real issues in the community, and yet in the culture it's something that needs to be hush hush and not spoken about, because the idea is if you speak about mental health issues, then it's like, oh well, I'm not crazy. It's like, no, it's not crazy. It's really that if you had a heart condition, would you go see a heart doctor and do whatever the heart doctor told you to do?
Yeah.
Probably. So why is it that when you have a brain issue, you're not willing to go to the brain doctor or emotions doctor and deal with that, right? So yes, I'm making reasons, right? That intergenerational trauma is a very real thing. I'm a survivor of many different forms of abuse, and whether that's from a partner, as a young child, the various forms of abuse that I have survived. I think a lot of those experiences really do harden people, but it also, I chose for it to not harden me, but to strengthen me.
Wow.
Right? For me, I realized that I cannot just stay in a victim mentality and say, oh, poor me. I recognize that, yes, these things happened to me. I did not choose for them. I didn't ask for them. I didn't deserve it. It took me a long time to realize this, but I do know that I did not deserve to be treated the way I was treated.
So what is that one thing which made you convince your own self that no, I don't deserve this, I deserve better? What is that thing?
Knowing my worth.
Okay.
It's that recognition of self-worth.
Awesome.
Yeah. Knowing that I am
awesome. I love it.
I am all this and then some, right? Knowing that I have so much to offer the world and that love can conquer.
Awesome.
Right? Just like you were saying, Amira, that love really does conquer
It does.
all. It's like, you're going to give me garbage, I'll give you back kindness.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
eventually you'll realize that you're not worthy of
Wow.
this
Absolutely.
whatever,
Wow.
right? And come back
Wow.
with kindness maybe, right? So really,
Ladies, there's a message out there for you all. Amira, like what Rathika mentioned, genocide, prejudice, self-worth, right?
Yeah.
With present conditions, whatever is going on in the world, like in the Gaza or the Palestinians, right? So there is abuse,
Oh
there
my
is
God.
genocide.
I relate so much to.
There is, and you being in Canada, in a better country, where you're just looking at what's happening, and we really can't, even me, we really can't do much. But
Listen, it's absolutely horrifying
yeah,
what is happening right now. Like, it's unbelievable, and I cannot even begin to explain how we feel as Palestinians in the diaspora, just watching on the daily our people being slaughtered.
yeah.
And it is
So now
so
with these
difficult.
people, we are talking about empowerment, okay? This is happening. Now, can you get it? What's empowerment here then?
Oh my gosh, empowerment is this, me speaking out, me talking about it. This is empowerment.
Wow.
Talking about my people, representing my country, representing everyone inside, being their voice on the
The
outside.
bravery, eh?
That is empowerment.
courage.
That's it. Like, this is my sole purpose at the moment.
Wow.
Right.
Getting their voices out
Yeah.
there.
Usually people get scared. They don't want to talk about it. I've seen many, even on social media.
I mean, it.
They don't want to
I
talk
mean,
about it. They don't want to,
Absolutely.
you know,
I mean, yeah, there are many
the
cases.
boycotting or whatever is going on social media. They don't want to get involved, or they're quiet.
Some people are quiet, some people are fearful, some people have been intimidated.
Yeah.
Yes, it is true.
Yeah.
But I'm choosing not to.
Yeah.
I'm here and I'm talking
Yeah.
about it. And there are a lot of people who are talking about it. So you're going to find some who aren't
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
a whole lot who are.
Yeah.
And like on the daily, new people are coming out and they're speaking out
Yeah.
and they're raising the voices and they're amplifying the voices and they're sending the message across. And we're very great, like as a Palestinian, and I extend this to every single non-Palestinian out there who has spoken about Palestine and continues to speak about Palestine. Thank you. Thank you for standing up for humanity, and thank you for standing up for us.
And another thing is,
Yes,
it's
yes.
not just Amira here as a Palestinian speaking for Palestinians. It's important that we're building bridges
Exactly.
between and among different cultures
Yeah.
and recognizing that my story
Yeah.
is Amira's story,
Yeah.
right? Her people are being slaughtered, just like my people are slaughtered.
Yeah.
And her people have been living through this for decades,
Yeah.
just like my people have been living through this for decades. Amira's here talking and telling her people's story. I'm here telling my people's story. Did I tell you that I'm making a documentary film? Or I just made one?
No, tell us, because I know there's a book too you've written, right? Rays of Hope. something
Ray of
like
Hope
that.
is the documentary
Yeah.
film.
Okay,
The
it's a
book is
movie.
coming. It's a
Oh.
movie. It's a full-length feature
I
documentary
think we
film.
tried to fund you for that movie too. Maybe you don't know.
Oh.
Through Diana.
Okay, maybe you did. Yes.
Yeah.
Because Diana's working as the cultural
Yeah,
consultant
yeah,
on the film. So Ray of Hope is a documentary film that where I am the principal character, because we're using my voice and my platform and me having, because I was a federal member of parliament, global recognition, like my voice is heard around the world, to bring in the stories of so many other Tamils who are living in the diaspora community here in Canada for the most part, and to tell their stories of their migrant stories, their struggles, the intergenerational trauma that they live with, what's been passed on to the next generation. My daughter is in the film as well. She was 5 when we filmed her, and you can see that she carries that trauma, whereas when she was never exposed to it, right? She lived here, but she saw what I lived through. And we're also using that as a platform to tell the stories of the mothers who have had their sons and husbands missing or murdered, because the government is trying to kill off a whole ethnicity, right? And
Wow.
that's the annihilation part of the genocide.
Wow. And ladies, you know what? More than half the time has passed. See? So
You
once
don't realize
you
how
start,
much
you
time
don't
passes.
realize.
Yeah.
So everybody, one important thing which I would like to mention in this show, the purpose, for the purpose of which we are here, that is the March 8th event, and which is on women empowerment. And with these challenges, with these stories, you all might be knowing and understanding how important the very event is. And these ladies who've gone through those struggles and become empowered today, they're going to be there as speakers, as influencers, with all the public pouring in and getting help out there. The very IWB organization, I have the website here in front of me and I'm going to read a bit through this. What is the very purpose of IWB, which is of course led by Svetlana? So it is, the very purpose is to believe and being the giving spirit. I like this word. And at the same time building stronger relationships and providing value. Wow, that's another nice thing. It's an organization dedicated to helping immigrant women in business succeed, run by successful businesswomen immigrants like the 2 ladies you've got in here, networking to develop meaningful business and personal partnerships, helping grow your core competencies and your business through strong personal and professional development, mentorship programs to develop future goals, leaders, and grow your business. With this in place, the very event which is on the March 8th, it is called International Women's Day. Right? Am I right?
Absolutely, it's International Women's Day.
Empowering women. Are you both the speakers on the event?
I am a speaker, yes.
I am a speaker as well.
Okay, so could you just tell the audience like what's your role on that day, Rathika, and then yours, Amira?
I'm one of the speakers that will come on later in the evening.
Okay.
And I will also be having a booth about the film as well at
Okay.
the International Women's Day event. I think it's going to be a great event where we'll be able to hear from amazing women who are such sparks in their own world, and I'm really excited to be there and be part of the conversation.
Okay. What about you, Amira?
I have a similar role where I'm going to be one of the main keynote speakers towards sometime in the evening. I'm not sure what the schedule is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's out yet. And I'm going to be at the photo booth as well, but generally, collectively, all of us founding members are also going to be there helping everyone and all of the women who are coming in, wanting to network or needing help, setting up, getting on their feet, moving forward with any kind of support that we're able to provide to the women who are at the event. That's one of our main key roles at Immigrant Women in Business on International Women's Day and every other day. So we're reachable at any time.
So everybody, like you all heard, on this very event, it's a one-day event. There's gonna be meet and greet. There's gonna be business networking. There's gonna be mentorship. There's gonna be a VIP lunch with the influencer. VIP dinner, right?
Evening,
Not lunch.
yes.
Dinner with the influencers, and it's one day, correct?
Yes, it's International Women's Day on March
And,
8th. The event starts at 5
5.
at City Hall, Toronto City Hall.
Yes. So can you announce that? When does it start and the time again?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
So make sure you show up to the International Women's Day celebration hosted by Immigrant Women in Business. It's happening March 8th, International Women's Day, at Toronto City Hall, which is 100 Queen Street at 5 p.m. The event starts, but if you want to make sure you get good spot within the room, because it will be a jam-packed space.
Yeah.
Make sure you show up early, so figure out parking and get upstairs and get inside by 4 if you can. The event will start at 5 o'clock. And go on late.
Gorgeous ladies are gathered here. And these very two ladies are from the IWB. So you can just imagine who you're gonna meet on that very event day. Rathika, I have a question for you again, and
Yes.
that is that you've been a politician,
Yes.
right? Getting to that stage, that very level, that very position, when you achieve it, that power, okay, being an MP, okay. First of all, tell me, what's that feel? Second is, what's the responsibility on you to take specific actions, specifically for women?
Right. What does it feel like? A whirlwind is what it feels like when that announcement is made that you've actually won. As a young woman of color, I was running against an institution, basically, because at that time I was a candidate with the NDP in Scarborough Rouge River, which is northeast Toronto, where the NDP had never in its history won. They had maybe got 5,000 votes before the previous cycle. And there had been a older than me white man there for 22 or 23 years, was the previous incumbent. And I was planning a campaign to beat him. And so when we actually won, it was a whirlwind, because we were really trying to figure out exactly what needs to happen, how to make things happen, what is the right thing to do, how to do it, all of those things. Really, it's not about power.
Okay.
It was never about power.
Really?
For me. It was really about being able to be a loud and powerful voice.
Wow.
It's not about me having
For
power.
who?
For my community. That's the constituents I represent.
Okay.
Those were the 140 something people who live in Scarborough Rouge River. That was my immediate responsibility.
So how good did you do at that time?
I think I did a great job, because
Really?
my community loved me, in the sense that when I went and spoke with somebody at their door, people would say, "Oh, you're like my daughter. Oh, you're like my granddaughter. You feel like my
Wow.
sister." Because that was a win for me.
Wow.
Because if people can feel that they could relate to their federal member of parliament, then they know that they're seen and that they can really be represented. So that's what it meant for me, is to provide true representation of my community. At the same time, I was also the first ever woman who was elected in that constituency. I was the first ever Tamil person to be elected in all of Canada.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
the first Tamil to be elected outside of, I think it was India, Sri Lanka, and like Singapore or Malaysia.
Incredible.
So outside of Asia, the first Tamil person to be
Awesome.
elected to a national House of Parliament.
One thing I would like to add here before she continues, she's a really attractive lady. Your eyes are shining. Attractive, I said.
Oh God.
Yeah, as you're talking, I can see that very attractiveness and the shine and the sparkle in your eyes.
Well,
because you also told me that you are a recovering politician.
Right.
So with that in place, I can see that very enthusiasm in you to serve, like you want to do more, isn't
There's a
Absolutely.
spark for sure.
it? Yeah.
But I do subscribe to servant leadership. So it's really about serving my community, and that community is a Tamil community.
Yeah.
It's about women. It's about people who have been pushed into the margins.
Okay.
I grew up. I came to Canada as an immigrant, fleeing a war, and so I have my own version of the migrant story, so I could connect with people. And so I needed to make sure that I was doing everything I could to help and serve young people, because I came as a former student activist. So that student piece was very important for me. I was the shadow minister for post-secondary education. And so obviously that was an important portfolio for me, but immigration was an important piece for me. Human rights is an important piece for me, and just providing that responsibility I felt was to make sure that I recognized the voices of the people around me and made sure that their voices were amplified. That was my responsibility.
Wow. That's really, I would say, awesome in a way that you get motivated. And you know there is somebody representing you. And you as a recovering politician, we would love to, your community would love to see you again.
That's going to be your title on your business card moving forward.
Recovering politician.
Yeah.
Recovering politician.
Women empowerment. Does it mean freedom, power, authority? Then why does women empowerment fail? It's basically because of injustice, because of short-sighted view, because of imbalance, because of challenges, because of process of elimination, because of the female population maybe.
I need to challenge you, Kacy. I don't agree with you.
So I was in fact challenging Amira that with these, and of course you too, with these challenges in place, right? We're talking about women empowerment. And like we said, that the definition of women empowerment is power, authority and freedom, right? So with these challenges, see, yes, you don't have to contradict me. These are the challenges which exist in the very society, right? The very opposite of freedom, the very opposite of power, the very opposite of authority, right? So Amira, like I was thinking, if you come up and then we'll have Rathika. So Amira, like with the challenges failing the women, do you think we women today are really empowered?
See, I think that I do think that we are empowered, but I don't think that we're 100% there yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I think that sexism has unfortunately lived for a very, very long time.
Okay.
And a lot of work has already been done for us. And now we're just continuing the path. So are we empowered? Yes, we can vote. We're sitting here, we're talking, we're having a conversation, we're helping each other. We're not where we were decades ago. Are we there yet? Absolutely not. But what people need to understand is women empowerment. There's always like this misconception when it comes to women empowerment. Some people cringe at it. And it's like, oh my God, you're a woman, you're being too aggressive. We're not being aggressive. We're not here trying to take a man's role. We're here trying to put balance back. There's no such thing as one on top of the other. We need each other to work. Where like men need women and women need men, and we work together as human beings. That's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to be aggressive. We're not trying to be loud. We're not trying to be we're basically bringing balance back into putting women again in the forefront along with everyone else.
Wow. So Rathika, when does this transformation really happen?
Which transformation of a
From
woman being
that
empowered?
weak woman to getting empowered.
I think it's really only possible.
and how?
I think it's
Yeah.
only possible for
Yeah.
being that weak woman, the victim, the
Yeah.
why poor me mentality, to being empowered is that belief in self.
Okay.
Recognizing that you do have that spark within you. It's always there. That spark is in every single one of us. And really it's about allowing that flame to grow inside of you. And some of us have a brighter flame inside of us. Some of us have a smaller flame. But we all have that flame inside of us. And only way that it grows is by adding air to it, right?
Absolutely.
If you think of a fire, the fire grows by adding air. So that air could be me adding my own air, or reaching out to other sisters, other supporters, other people who want to see me succeed, and reaching out for help, and knowing that, as Amira said earlier, we are, as a society, we as human beings are meant to be a community. We're meant to live with people and grow with people, and not as individuals alone in this world.
Okay. with that, I contradict in a sense that the very word empowerment,
Yes.
M means to give, to grant.
Yes.
Why somebody has to give us that?
Oh, it's not somebody
Why
giving
do we
me.
have to be
Oh,
giving
no,
the
no.
power
We're giving
No,
to
no,
become
no, Kacy, you don't give me.
empowered?
You can never empower me.
Yeah.
I empower myself. I
Absolutely.
give myself the permission. I give myself the space and the authority to take my space.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Nobody else
Absolutely.
can ever
You do
empower
it for
me.
yourself.
Yes.
That's when you get rid of all of the generational beliefs of women coming next.
Wow.
No,
Yeah.
I don't come next. I can do it myself.
So how important is hope here?
Extremely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope is foundational.
Hope is what you need. That, like, you're being hopeful for a better tomorrow. You're being hopeful for better everything. It keeps pushing you forward. It's very important.
So the very onus lies on the woman herself to become enabled. You have to push through the barriers, challenge your own being, encourage yourself, be the confident lady out there. Ask yourself, do you want to be that victim, like how Rathika said, or you really want to get out there and because you're not worth it. This is what it is. Know your worth. Ask yourself. It has to be internal. Once internally you get that strength, you would automatically transform into facing and overcoming those very challenges. Yes?
It is. It's not
Time
easy.
is almost over.
It's not easy,
Yes,
though. I must add,
yes.
it's not easy,
It's
and
not easy. And it takes time too.
It takes time. It can be a very difficult journey, and so it's important for you to know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
You don't need to find all that strength in you all at once. If you don't have that confidence in yourself, reach out to a coach, reach out to a sister, reach out to anybody.
Seek help.
Seek help from professionals where you can borrow that confidence until you have it
And
yourself.
not every day is going to be a good day. Not every day it's going to be an easy day. There are going to be days when you're going to completely break down. And it's
So
fine.
we've got
And that's
just 2
perfectly
minutes
healthy
left.
as well.
And is that your message to those people out there to come and join the show?
Yes, like, definitely come and join the show. Come for the support. Yes. Come for love. Come for support. Come for us coming together and helping each other to create a better world for everyone, really.
Really, it's about that love, I think, is that.
So Rathika, why would you call
foundational
those
piece.
people in there? What would they come for? For Amira, it's for love.
I agree. I agree with Amira. Come for love, come for support, come for energy, come to be reignited and to have your flame grow and shine brighter. Come to make sure that your light shines brightly, because we'll all blow some air into your flame to make sure that you shine super brightly.
I remember one of my quotes here: fire is kindled within, it extinguishes not and envelopes. That very fire, that very burning desire, it's still kindled. So don't extinguish it. Come so that you can get overheated. And with this, I end the show with my quote, which is on women empowerment. I wrote it for a book, and I'm going to read here because it's a long quote. It says, women empowerment is the acceptance of authorizing the male-dominated woman from gender discrimination, thus exercising similar privileges of rights as men. It is the elevation and uplift of females by permitting them to be the liberator, to control and make choices in the evolvement of a society. This very quote was written for a women empowered book.
Oh, nice.
So the very women empowerment concept, I think we discussed most of it with our real life examples, everybody. Thank you very much, Rathika, and thank you, Amira. And you're going to see these two wonderful ladies on March 8th. For my very next show, we are going to continue on women empowerment with brand new guests, different guests, again from IWB. Right now, we end this very show with the very IWB slogan, we are stronger together. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.